Well, although it may seem like we just wrapped up the holidays, we did. The time to plan our next vacation is now. Today is National Plan for Travel Day. Sound more stressful than exciting? Well, not to worry. Our next guest says planning a trip does not have to be complicated. Please welcome travel expert and owner of Life Family Fun, Winona Rogers. Welcome.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for having me.
We are so excited. I am, for one, because we are starting to think about spring break.
Right.
Our spring break is first week of April, and let's talk about that when we're looking at spring travel. How far do you suggest that people book their travel plans?
Okay, if you're looking at a vacation package that maybe includes the components of air and hotel and travel, transportation, at least 4 to 6 months out.
Ooh, 4 to 6 months.
Yes, and especially for spring break week.
Right.
If you're looking at a cruise, maybe definitely 6 months to a year out. So you definitely need to be looking at it now.
Okay, really, Christine, you are behind the 8 ball here. All right, is there a certain day of the week, we've actually discussed this on the show, one day that's better than another to really lock in those great prices?
As far as airfare goes, kind of the rule of thumb is either a Sunday or a Thursday is a good day to look at airfare, but there really isn't a magical day.
Right.
I use a great app called Hopper that kind of helps notify me when rates on airfare tends to fluctuate and go down or go up. So it kind of gives you a general idea of, hey, you need to go ahead and book that airfare on this day.
You're right. Like you were thinking about this date, go ahead now, this is a low price.
Right, and the key is to be flexible with your dates. I think that's where you will save some more money if you're definitely flexible with the travel dates.
Okay, perfect. And now let's dive right in. The first thing that we should do if we're going to plan that fabulous trip.
Well, the first thing that we would do as a family, for example, is we all sit down together with our children and we just start researching some ideas. We come up with ideas of things that we've been wanting to do, maybe some things that are on our travel bucket list. We also want to make sure, is it something that we want to do to accomplish adventure, or is it maybe something that's a little bit more relaxing? So we try to figure out what is the purpose of our trip.
I love that, and it's interesting because I was even doing that just for spring break, and a lot of people recommended some place, and then I had another friend that said, whoa, 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 that's for honeymooners, and not for you and the kids, or you and Jim maybe, but take all of that into consideration when you are picking that destination.
Right.
And once we establish the why, what next?
Definitely key is budget. You need to really start thinking, how much are you really able to spend on this vacation, and really start narrowing it down. So if you have these big dreams and your budget is not going to cover that right now, maybe it's something you want to push off for the next year.
Sure.
So definitely budget is key.
Budget, and of course be realistic.
Be realistic.
Stick to that budget.
Absolutely.
All right, and let's talk about researching itineraries. I know that is so important, but some people, my husband likes to be a little more fly by the seat of his pants, where I like to be a little more structured. So how do we go about making everybody happy?
I'm a planner.
You are? So you're more like me.
I am a planner. So definitely researching the destinations that you want to visit. You can go to some of the cities' websites, the Convention and Visitors Bureau websites, to get some ideas of what they have to offer there, dining, activities, and museums and things of that nature. So they're very organized with that, and you can really get some ideas to narrow down your budget as well, to see what you are willing to include in your budget and what you can kind of leave off your travel.
Yeah, and Winona, I'm curious to think about travel agents, what your thoughts are, because back in the day before we had, the World Wide Web, it seemed like that's something, obviously, what we would rely upon. But what do you think about now versus booking it on your own?
Right, travel agents are key with, especially the bigger vacation packages that include the resorts and the all-inclusive, the airfare, the transportation, all of those. I would definitely recommend a travel agent for that, as well as cruises. Cruises is another thing that travel agents can really get in.
Maybe get those extras.
And get the group rates that you wouldn't be able to get out on your own individually.
Okay. All right, good to know. And then something else you suggest, of course, creating that travel bucket list. What should we consider when we're looking at that?
So for a bucket list for us, it's always things that are just excite us and they just get us so excited, and things that maybe you can't necessarily do at home, things that are just, I don't know, they just excite us. Things that are just out of the ordinary, maybe get you out of your comfort zone even.
Right.
And I always make sure that my bucket list is something that I can always keep track of and make sure I'm marking it off each year, that there's at least one thing on our bucket list that we can check off.
Absolutely. I know, it gives you something to look forward to. And we only have a minute left. I want to quickly get to planning a trip with just you and your spouse, and then planning a trip with the kids. Give me some advice on both those.
Okay, so for traveling with a spouse, I always look for great amenities like spa, dining around the resort. Great romantic packages that are included in the hotel. I love adult-only resorts as well, especially if it's just my husband and myself traveling.
Oh,
yeah,
that's so great.
We were
that's gorgeous.
Yes, that were Colorado. And then for children, I especially want to make sure that it's something that there's activities for all of us, and also childcare. So cruises is my favorite because it includes a lot of everything. You've got your entertainment, you've got your kids club for the younger ones, babysitting for mom and dad, which is really important. You've got your teens club, so we've got 2 teenage daughters, so they're very active and busy. So cruises are our favorite when it comes to family vacations.
Yes, it makes sense. We took the Disney cruise with the kids years ago, and we all had fun, and that's really what it's all about, you know, making sure everyone walks away with incredible memories. Winona, you're awesome. Thank you so much. So appreciate it. If you want some great travel planning tips, just please visit her website. It's lifefamilyfun.com.